I didn't understand how a movie that took years to get to the big screen, that was done so thoughtfully and painstakingly, that is 3.5 hours long and took years to make, still had Felicity Jones in a wig that looked like she got it from Sally Beauty Supply 5 minutes before filming.
Guy Pearce's wig was fantastic.
Wait, Guy Pearce was wearing a wig?
Of course he was!
I had no idea. I broke your mirror. Oh, my gosh. Hey, y'all. Sam Sanders here. Thanks for checking out my show. We have an episode that is our first ever reaction episode to another episode of this show. I will explain. A few weeks ago, I taped an episode called Should the Oscars Even Exist? I talked to two of my favorite movie podcasters and made the case that, like, the Oscars don't work, end them. In this chat, I also made the point that one thing that keeps me up at night is the badness, the horribleness of Felicity Jones's character's wig in The Brutalist. I go to sleep thinking about Felicity Jones's wig.
Listen, they're getting worse.
They're getting worse.
They're all getting worse. It is an epidemic.
Wild.
But
and
that
like,
one
at
is
least when
when
Nicole Kidman does it, it's camp.
I don't understand.
No, it's because then you have to spend less time in the chair.
I think pretty much all wigs on TV and film kind of don't look great, and I've always wondered why. Well, after our episode aired, that Oscar episode, a listener heard us talking about Felicity Jones's wig and said, actually, I have thoughts. I work in this industry. I work with hair. I got some things to say to y'all. She wrote us, and we said, come on down to the station, and we can have a conversation. So you're here.
And I'm here.
You're here. Tell folks who you are.
My name is Dawn Dudley, and I am a wig maker and a union hairstylist here in Los Angeles. So our union local is IATSE 706. And I make wigs for television and film, and I also work on set, and I apply wigs that I've made or that other people have made.
So you are a wig maestro. You work on sets.
Yes.
Could you name any of the films you've worked on that we might know?
I worked on A Star is Born.
Stop!
Yep. Rob Zombie did a little, he did his version of the Munsters.
Okay.
And I made the Lily and the Count's wigs for that.
Okay.
I wasn't on set, but I made those wigs.
Yeah. So let's go back to that episode when I said that I didn't like Felicity Jones's wig, but I did like Cynthia Erivo's micro braids in Wicked. You told me before we came in here that that whole interlude about wigs and hair on screen had you screaming at your radio.
It did.
Why?
Because so many things.
Say it.
First of all,
Yeah.
you're only seeing the bad ones or the problems.
Why?
Because the majority or a good majority of people, both men and women, in these productions are wearing wigs.
Oh.
But
So there's more wigs on screen than I realize?
Yes, because when they're done properly and correctly,
You can't tell.
nobody notices.
Okay. All right. Point number one.
And there are all kinds of other mitigating circumstances that are completely out of the control of the hairstylist and the wig maker.
I always assume it's just like an issue of like budget and time. Do
That
they give you
is-
enough money? And do they give you enough time to actually do
No
hair?
and no. No. The answer is no.
Okay. So walk me through what the process is or should be for a good on-screen wig experience.
Okay. You have to have a fitting with the actor. We take a mold of their head.
Really?
Yeah. There's
Oh my
one.
God.
This is the one on the green block right there.
The
is
balding wig? You
the
brought me a balding wig.
I brought you the balding wig because everybody thinks wigs are this,
Yeah.
but a lot of times wigs are that.
So I've seen men on screen and just thought that they had male pattern baldness, but it actually was a wig.
It could be. This was.
Back to that process. You start by having the actor or actress come in for a fitting, then you mold
Make a
their
mold
head.
of their head. We mark their hairline. We mark any sort of specific growth patterns or so and forth. It's kind of like building a garment for your head. So there's different types of laces that we use. And so you construct a cap that has just like clothing, it has seams and darts
you
and
sew the hair
and
in.
so that you have a little lace cap on that mold.
Mm-hmm.
And then each hair has to be tied in.
Each one. How many hours will a good wig take you?
A fully custom hand-tied wig, like top of the line, can take up to 150 hours to make.
Wow. So
A
then
refront
a
can
refront,
take,
what is that? Like a touch-up?
That's just if you're taking, say I took that existing wig, but I had to make the hairline match the actor's hairline.
Gotcha.
So it's just
You're
a
just
narrow.
tweaking the front to make it fit that
Yes.
person.
But to do that properly so that that hairline can be exposed on camera and you don't see that lace and you don't see, you don't see all the bad things that you
Yeah.
are seeing, that could take anywhere from 8 to 16 hours. And then also, ideally, you have a camera test. So that
On the actor.
On the actor.
Then you make more tweaks after that.
Yes.
So then if that's what it takes to get a wig ready for the screen before the actor says the first word in their wig, how often do productions get the time and budget needed to do all of that?
All of the big budget things that you see
Okay.
generally they have enough because there's months of pre-planning of stuff.
Okay.
But when you're looking at the smaller projects or the indie projects or the TV episodic, especially when they're not the main characters, they hire someone in for a couple of scenes in an episode and, oh my God, we need a wig.
Need a wig. So there's sometimes they just
And
go
we're
to the store.
literally expected to pull something out of a bag and make it look like it had, tens up to hundreds of hours spent on it without giving us the time to do it.
Yeah. So then if this is about time and budget and smaller production is not getting enough resources to do the hair and the wig stuff properly, why then? And this is what you heard on the radio. Are there Oscar caliber films that seem to have had a lot of time and money thrown at them that still have bad wigs?
Well,
You can be catty if you want to.
I think even with those productions, because it is
Because I'll say, I can say it so you don't have to. I didn't understand how a movie that took years to get to the big screen, that was done so thoughtfully and painstakingly, that is 3.5 hours long and took years to make, still had Felicity Jones in a wig that looked like she got it from Sally Beauty Supply 5 minutes before filming. I don't get it.
Well, I'll, I haven't seen The Brutalist.
You haven't. And
I watched
full disclosure, she's not bashing it. I am.
I watched the trailers. I saw some stills of her. I have an idea of what you might be seeing, and I have an idea of why.
Okay.
Which I can actually demonstrate with this wig right here.
On my head?
But before that, actually, I
Okay.
was going to put it on my head.
Okay, whatever works.
But let's talk about some of the reasons why some of this happens that is completely out of the control of the hairstylist or the wig maker.
Yeah.
The talent wants a certain look.
I've heard of talent even bringing in their own shopping bag of their own wigs and saying, we're using these. Which,
And depending on who has the power.
Oh, yeah. If it's a big name, they're going to get their way. And they might not know what's best for them or their hair or their head. I'll say all the things you can't. I'll say all the things you can't.
I mean, I can say that.
Yes.
I just can't name names.
So bossy talent.
Bossy talent.
All right, that's one reason.
There's lots of. Have you ever noticed the number of producers on the credits these
Doesn't
days?
make any sense.
There's a whole lot
In
of.
my book, producers produce.
There's a whole lot of cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And they all have opinions.
And they all give notes and they all.
And at the end of the day, we're below the line. So
You're taking their notes and you have to implement.
we have above the line actors, writers, producers. We
Gotcha.
have below the line / the hired help. All the rest of us.
Yeah.
We don't get to say no.
You have to
We
execute
don't get
what
to
they
say. We can say we don't agree. This is why it looks bad.
But they're gonna
This is
trump.
what we recommend.
They're gonna trump.
But at the end of the day, they want what they want and they get what they get, and we cash our checks on Thursday and go home.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you have to let go. I tell people all the time, learn to love it less because it'll break your heart.
Listen.
You cannot.
What does Cheryl Lee Ralph say? I do my job and I go home.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And at the end, and that's all we can do. So sometimes we are expected to do our jobs with one hand tied behind our back. And so we have to start putting our feet down, which I'm willing to do.
Yeah.
But a lot of people up and coming, and they're trying to
you just want a
establish a
job.
career, and they're people pleasers, and they want, and so, yes, whatever you want, whatever you want. Hollywood is full of people that need to be told no and aren't getting told no.
Say that again. It's the truth.
Bottom line.
I love you. I love you.
So
we got a few things going on.
Yes.
Time and budget, shortened production schedules, bossy talent that wants what they want.
all the cooks in the
Producers
kitchen
and cooks in the kitchen.
that want what they want.
What
and
other
they,
reasons?
They don't listen to our expertise. They come to us for our expertise.
They want the best of the best, and they won't let them be the best.
And then they argue with our expertise.
Yeah. I want to so badly have you demo how these wigs work, demo how you get them on. Will you put one on me?
I can. You can. I mean, like I said, that would not ever be a texture of hair I would put on your head.
No.
But the point that I want to make,
Yes.
and this is what might be happening with the Felicity Jones wig.
Okay.
I just want to. This would be a casual 1950s style.
Okay.
Like, it's not super dressed.
Little Miss Maisel energy.
It moves a little bit because it doesn't have a bunch of hairspray in it, because I actually never finished styling it. I kind of took it out of the rollers and brushed it, and it's just kind of fallen into this. Now, when you're looking at that on the block, looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good.
Looks pretty proportional.
I'm loving it.
Doesn't look wiggy.
Yeah, it looks like hair.
Okay. Now, when I put this wig on my head, you're going to see something different.
Okay.
And I think it's going to explain what you
we're
may
talking
be
about.
seeing on Felicity
May I
Jones.
see it? Just
But
one
if
more
you
time?
do you want
I'm
to
going to just hold it.
hold it on? No, you can try to put it on.
So right now, I'm holding this wig. You say it looks good here. It does look good here. This is a good looking wig. But
Not
you're
bad,
saying when
right?
it goes onto a head, it starts to look different. I want to put it on my head first and put it on your head.
Okay. So you're going to take it off the block, and you can hold it upside down like this and just dive into it.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if it'll fit you. Hopefully it'll fit. It may not.
How do I look? I gotta see.
You kind of look like Rick James.
Not mad at it. Wait. You know what? It does look worse on my head than it did on that doll.
Now, in the hands of a skilled hairdresser, we could tweak it and make it look right. But the point I'm trying
You can make me Rick James if you had enough time.
The point that I'm trying to make is what you see on a block
It's different.
is not necessarily what you're going to see when it goes on the head.
Yeah. Let's say it on your head.
Okay, I got to
Oh, you got a special tool.
I
What
brought
is
my
that?
stuff. It's just a headband because I got hair, so I got to get the hair out of the way.
While you do that, just because y'all need this.
Okay. Oh my God, you're hilarious.
I like shaking it.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, right? Okay, I need you to hold this mirror for me,
Okay.
and I need you to hand me that wig.
Okay.
And just for
Bye, wig. Oh, it's so fun.
for the sake of,
Okay.
we would never move a wig from one person
Yeah.
to another without sanitizing
Yes,
it and all
yes,
the things.
yes.
So don't think that we're
We're not nasty people.
we're not being, unsanitary. Okay, one moment.
Oh, yeah. I see it.
Okay.
You can't just put a wig on any head.
Now
Yeah.
hold on.
Okay.
Hold right there.
Yeah.
Again, I've seen worse.
I've seen work, but like
I've
I
seen
totally get what
worse.
you're saying because I saw this wig on the block. It looked great.
It looked great.
See it on you.
Now,
it needs some fixing.
It looks a little, it's not bad. It's pretty
not
close.
bad, but it's giving wig.
Yes. And that's what happens. And if you don't have that very trained eye
Or that time and
Or
budget
the
to do
time
the extra work on it.
to, yes.
That's what you end up with.
Then-
So someone saw Felicity Jones' wig on the block and said, yeah.
Yes.
But once it got on her head, they were like, gotta go, just go. Perhaps. We don't know.
We
but
don't know.
If y'all want to come talk to me,
Yes.
come on.
We don't know. what the scenario was. Now, I will say Guy Pearce's wig was fantastic.
Wait, Guy Pearce was wearing a wig?
Of course he was!
I had no idea. I broke your mirror. Oh my God.
Did you break it?
Luck.
You didn't break it,
I
did
didn't
you?
break it. Okay, I didn't break it. That would have been horrible.
I mean, it is
Wait,
carpet.
so Guy Pearce's hair was a wig, you say?
Absolutely.
And I didn't even think that.
Because it's done right. When we do our
There you
job
go.
and do it well,
Yeah.
nobody sees it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I get it now.
So
I get it now.
that could be the problem with the Felicity Jones wig.
Okay. I think that my understanding or my thought about the way wigs worked on screen was pretty gendered. I only thought about wigs on screen when I was seeing them on women and when they were bad. But what you're saying here is that men and women on sets are all wearing hairpieces. It happens a lot more than you think. And then two, what I hear you saying is if it is botched on screen and you see that, there's a very good chance it's not the fault of the wig folks. There's a lot of other variables and people who can say yes or no involved that could have caused the issue.
Yes.
But
and
yeah.
there are times it is our fault.
When does that happen?
When people who
know what
don't
they're
have the
doing.
qualifications to
Yeah.
be in the position that they're in
Yeah.
and are doing the thing,
Yeah.
are doing the thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that happens in every profession,
industry.
in every industry,
Every industry. Okay.
everywhere. But
Okay.
so it's not never our fault,
Yeah.
but it's not always our fault.
Okay. I get that then. Last question for you, or second to last question. We both say it's getting worse, but do you think it's going to get better?
Not with the way things are going at this time.
Okay, you heard it here first. The bad hair looks, they're going to be with us. Buckle up.
Because
Strap in.
we're in this industry contraction.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
scared. We're
Yeah.
all, everybody's talking about this economic blackout on the 28th.
28th, yeah.
I've been on an economic blackout since COVID, okay?
Woo!
Like just surviving.
Surviving. Yeah.
And so the budgets are getting smaller,
Mhm.
the turnaround times are getting shorter.
Mm-hmm.
They still want to create all this content,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't want to pay for it or put the time in to do it properly. We
It is
do
what
our
it is.
best.
Yeah. This has been such an eye-opening chat. I am less mad about a lot of hair pieces now
I'm
that
so
we've
glad.
talked, so I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate the
Yeah,
opportunity to
of
come
course.
here and dispel some of this.
Of course. Last question for you, though. What's been your favorite Hollywood wig on a screen of all time?
My favorite of all time is Meryl Streep in Devil Wears Prada.
That was a wig. I
Yes,
just thought it was
sir.
her hair the whole time. That was a wig.
That
It's a
was
damn good wig.
It perfect. There was not a bad shot.
Yo.
There was not a time that I looked at that
was a
screen
very good
and said,
wig.
oh, nothing. It was perfect in every way throughout the entire movie. And I'm going to build myself a replica of that wig one day.
Bring it to me so I can wear it and recite Meryl Streep's character's cerulean monologue in the wig. That's what I want more than life.
Someday.
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 Hey, well, thank you so much. In honor of this conversation, I'm going to say goodbye with a wig on. Thanks so much for coming
Okay.
on the show. To the cast, crew, and team behind The Brutalist, you know how to find me.
Oh.
Bye.